It's a cold morning up here. There's a chill in the air. Winter is coming. What that means for me is mountain bike building season. So this is my bike I've been riding. This is my 2011 Airborne Taka Chinesium downhill bike. So let's talk about it. So this is my 2011 Airborne Taka downhill bike. It's a Chinese-made frame, but at the time it was either a blatant copy or maybe licensed from Iron Horse, which made some pretty bitchin' downhill bikes at the time. So the frame was almost a direct copy of theirs. When I saw that and I saw the price point, I couldn't pass it up. And like I said in my intro video, I wasn't really living in a place where we could do a lot of mountain biking. So I only bought it to get me by when we would travel to somewhere else to go ride. And I only ended up doing that a couple, I think maybe 3 times. We traveled actually up here to Silver Mountain and rode the downhill like 3 days. So I've spent like 3 days on this bike in the last 13 years up until recently. It's not a terrible bike. It's got pretty cheap components on it, but the geometry is very old school and it's a little bit small for me. The geometry kind of has this weird, everything's leaning back kind of mentality that they had for downhill bikes in the day, as if the bike was going down a hill and you're standing up straight. But compared to some of the new bikes, it is not even close to right. But that being said, it's been a decent bike for me. It's held up okay. I've had to do a couple mods to it just to keep it functional. So let's go over what it is and what I've done to it. So basically it's a Chinese frame that, like I said, is a copy of an Iron Horse design. It has 8 inches of travel front and rear. It's got the Maruzoki Bomber 888 RB, I believe it is. So like the cheapest of the cheap Triple Crown downhill forks. It's 26-inch wheels front and rear, which was pretty common for downhill bikes at the time. It's got a Maruzoki Rocco R rear shock coil spring. Both the fork and the rear shock are both coil springs, so that's kind of a good thing. It did come with 200mm brakes. That was one of the problems. It came with Avid Juicy 3s, and they were not up to the task for anything more than mild downhill. I actually had the brakes smoking at one point with the discs glowing. Absolute complete brake fade. Basically, I could not trust the brakes. So when I started riding again up here, I ended up upgrading those to the Tanky 4-piston brakes from AliExpress, which I'm going to do a review on, so watch for that in coming videos. The other thing I upgraded was the stem, mainly because it was just super ugly. So I got a pretty cool looking stem from AliExpress as well. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this bike, so I was really hunting for those deals. And then the other thing I did was I converted it over to a single speed with a Tanky single speed conversion kit from AliExpress as well. There was also a rear single speed cassette that I can't remember the brand of, but I'll link all that stuff in the comments down below. Although that one you probably don't want. I'll do a review on that one too. So all in all, it's been a decent bike. It's performed well. I did actually bend the front forks at some point. One of the stanchions was kind of a parabellum. I'm not sure how exactly I did that, but I was able to kind of straighten it out on a press and get it to function again without binding. So that's what I've been riding. So not a great bike, not a terrible bike, still been a lot of fun. This bike's price point when it came out was $1,500, which was half of the price of any decent downhill bike at the time. Obviously the better ones were quite a bit more than that. I did put Wellgo pedals on it, but they are only a single bearing, and then the inside race is just like lubricated with grease, which is not great. So I've had to grease those a few times to keep them from creaking, and they're also not the best grip on the shoes, not like the newer pedals. So that's about it in a nutshell. It's a decent bike. It's been fun. It was cheap, but I'm definitely needing something newer, more updated, and something that fits me better for next season. So this winter, I really want to build an enduro bike, kind of a big travel, 160, 170 millimeter travel bike. Something with updated suspension, updated components, something that just works better, fits me better. But good God, the technology that has been put into mountain bikes in the last 15 years is overwhelming, to say the least. So I'd really like some of your guys' help in suggesting what to look for frames, components, geometry suggestions. Basically, I'm starting from scratch here because the technology has evolved so much. I have some ideas on what I'm looking for, but everything is so saturated with advertising and people getting paid to do reviews and things like that, that it's really hard to muddle through the BS and find out what's actually good. So I'd love your guys' help. Please comment down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that as well. Like this video, and please comment down below and let me know what I should be looking for, what you guys think are the best bang for the buck kind of components and frames and bikes and whatever. I am trying to do this on the cheap because the economy has been crap lately. Business has been slow. I don't have a lot of money to play with, but I'm hoping this channel and growing this channel will help to kind of subsidize some of that because I can write it off as a business expense. I basically started this as just kind of a fun thing to do, a little practice thing so I could get better at editing videos and shooting footage and things like that. And then I got some of my friends involved and they got pretty excited about it. And now I have this kind of group of people around me that really wants to do something with this. So I think we're going to take it a little more seriously. We're going to really try to grow this channel. We're going to try to offer in-depth reviews of parts and products and mountain bikes. We're going to show off and ride all the local trail systems here in the Spokane, Washington area, and maybe hopefully in the future even do some traveling to other places. So if you'd please like and subscribe, that would really help us go far in growing the channel. And feel free to comment down below on what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.